All right, so I'm making a video about my theory that South America and slash the Amazon is the Garden of Eden. So it might be super cool or super, I don't know, crazy or super dumb. So we'll see. Um, so creation stories. So every country really and every tribe and every culture has creation stories and has common words. So some common words are and motives is God, serpent slash snake, a great flood, and the mythical land of some sort. Yeah, so you could see virtually in every creation story throughout the world. Okay, so Antarctica, Mu, Atlantis, and Lemuria, they all have the same, they have similarities. So Antarctica was connected, so this is an actual fact. Antarctica was connected to the southern part of South America and Australia. So that's a fact. So there's a legend of and mythology of land of Mu. Um, and then I think it's called the land of Omama. So we'll go over that right now. Lemuria, it's the same thing as Lemu. So that's the common as that same, I guess, constant. I don't know what that's called, but it has the same two letters, that same sound really. Atlantis. So Atlantis, if you break it down, it means high mountain or Atlas. And so the AT in Atlantis means high mountain or Atlas, and then Atlantis means land or island of. So according to the legend, according to the Greek mythology, it's located further west. That's all it says where its location is at. So let's just keep going. Okay, so what I did was I retraced steps phonetically for creator God. So I got the God. So I looked up a bunch of creation stories throughout the world of several cultures and tribes. And so I found creator God and I tried to find similarities. Since it's a common motive, it should be seen like the root word should be coming out. So I looked at the Amazon tribes. So the Amazon tribes, the oldest, some of the tribes, some of the oldest tribes there are called the Yanomami, the Waika. I don't know how to pronounce these, so I'm just so sorry about that. So Waika, and the Yanoama, and the Yekuana. So these are all tribes that are native to Amazon, and their language, they're considered language isolates. Like there's no other language like it, apparently. I don't know. I'm not too familiar, but I'm just, I don't know. Uh, so the creator God name in these cultures and tribes and in their mythology and religions and etc. So the common one is Omama, Omai, and Ame. So you see that in the previous slide. So the previous slide is I forgot what the previous slide was, but you can just go back. Um, so Omama, Omei, and Amai. Okay. So my theory, well, I'm sure it's like a common theory now. So an asteroid destroys South America, and so I'm looking for creator God. So the tribe. So once the asteroid or something lands in South America, the tribes like split up. The tribes split up and migrate outward in different directions. So if you just like phonetically retrace your steps, where am I at? So if you just retrace your steps back, so if it says east, so according to the Bible, it says east of Eden. So Cain. Okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to that. So east of Eden. So east of the Amazon is towards Mali. So the common name of the Amazon tribes is Omei, Amai, and Omama. Right? That's Amazon. And then in the Andes, there's a creator god called Amaru. That's in the Andes Mountains, still in South America. And then in Mali, or like that area, Senegal, there's a tribe called the Dogon or Dogon, and their creator god is called Ama. So there's a major similarity there. And then in ancient Egypt, so if you keep going East Africa, there's in ancient Egypt it's Amun, and then in Sumer and Mesopotamia is Anu and An. I don't know which one's which. So again, so the asteroid hits South America and some of the tribes, and then there was like a major flood, and some of the tribes went east towards Mali, Senegal, Congo, that area, and then some of the tribes went west towards Indonesia. So again, so the Omai, Amai, Omama is the original creator god name for Amazon tribes. And again, Amaru is the Andes Mountains. So that's God in the Andes Mountains. And then I try to look for like Indonesian, like the oldest Indonesian language. And apparently it's called ancient Suic. Suic. I'm not sure how do you say that? Suic, which is like the it's like the language before Indonesian, Filipino. So all the other languages branch from this root language. And the creator god for this ancient language is called Amu Hamu, I guess. And then in India, it's called Brahma. So if you just take out the B and the R, it's Ama. So it's kind of the same thing. So east towards Africa, and then west towards Indonesia. But again, so an asteroid hit South America. So I try to find another word that you could see common is serpent or Khan or Ku. So you either see Ku, C-U, or K-U, or K-A-N, or something similar to that. So again, so when the asteroid hits, some went west, some went east. Towards the north, you can see a common word here. It's Yuda. So in the Amazon, it's Yuda, Yukahu. I think that's I think the language is Taino or something like that. Yukahu. And then maybe Yucatan. That sounds similar to me. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's Maya or anything. I don't even know what that means. But it sounds the same. Yucatan. And then Kukulkan. So Kukulkan is the actual Maya creator god name. Kukulkan. Kukulkan. So you're gonna see that later. And then so that was towards the north, and then towards east, towards Mali, you can see the same root word for serpent. So Kakan is a Maya for serpent, if I'm not mistaken. And then in Senegal, there's a language called the Wolof. The the word for serpent is ko, ko. And then Igbo is oke. Yoruba is oka. Mande, so where that's like a language also in Africa. I'm not too familiar with these. I'm just a bro. I'm just connecting dots. So Mande is Khan, and then Swahili is Nyoka, Nyoka. And then in South Africa, Bushman, there's a word called Kang, Kang. That's the word for serpent. You can see this in the Bible too. Cain and Abel, Kingdom of Cush, um, Canaanites. I'm not sure if they're all related, but I thought that was interesting. Kind of correlates with what I'm saying. Um, and then towards the last one is south. So we already went east, west, north. The last one is south. So south, so the asteroid hits and it kind of just made a big splash, and it just flooded everything. And then those tribes, those natives in that area kind of just went like this. So south towards Australia and South Africa. So in Peru and Chile and the Andes Mountains, there's a tribe called the Weka, pronounced Waka. They speak, it's like a Quechua language. I'm not sure if I'm sure I'm mixing all these up, but you get the gist of the idea. So so yeah, once these tribes go south, you go to the Aboriginals in Australia. So they have a creator god named the Rainbow Serpent, and it's called a Wagu or Waga. In Soma, you can see the common thread, common Ma, Somali, and East Africa. Travels up from South Africa, so the Wak. So in Somali and East Africa, the word for serpent is Wak. For ancient Somali and East Africa, um, the word for serpent was Wak. In Egypt is Wajet. Ancient Egypt, ancient Egypt is Wajet. So you can see Waka from Peru and South America, and then Wagol, and then Wak, and then Wajet. And then something else, Peru has the Nazca lines. This same tribe made the Nazca lines, Peru Nazca lines. And the Swahili word for serpent is nyoka. So I thought it looks pretty similar, Nazca, nyoka. So they say that Nazca means something else, but if you just replace Nazca with serpent, it kind of makes sense. Peru serpent lines. I don't know. I think it makes sense. Um, and then another. So I found this. So the Arawak people are Amazon tribes. So they're people native to the Amazon. They're like the oldest language there, apparently, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure I've made a lot of mistakes, but Arawak people. So Ara means macaw, from what I understand, according to ChatGPT. Um, I found a comment. So in Chihuahua, there's a tribe called the Tarumara, and they live in mountain ranges in the Sierra or canyons. I forgot where they live, but they're in northern Chihuahua, northern Mexico. And then in the Andes, there's a tribe called the Aymara, and they also live in the mountains. I don't know. I thought that was pretty. Uh, that was a good, crazy coincidence, maybe. And then in Indonesia, there's a tribe called the Tarumanagara, a kingdom of Java in Indonesia. So that kind of sounds like Tarumara. So it would make sense that it went like this, and then they went to Indonesia. Also, Hercules travels to the Atlas Mountains for golden apples. So golden apples could probably be like mangoes or like lemons, or I don't know, maybe they're actual golden apples. Um, he travels to the Atlas Mountain. So the AT, we went over that in Atlantis. The Epic of Gilgamesh and Humbaba. So in this story between Gilgamesh and Humbaba, so this is a Sumerian and Mesopotamian story. Um, so this story, Gilgamesh goes to a distant forest. Nobody knows where this forest is, or if it's real. And he climbs the mountains, and he meets a mountain man. His name is Humbaba. They think it's not real, but if you look at the uh, like tablets of images of this Humbaba, he looks like Inca. He looks Hispanic. Like you can literally, he has the Edgar haircut. Like you can see right away that he's from Inca, or he probably went to like Machu Picchu or something. Like if you really think about it, Hercules probably went to Atlas, so which is I'm assuming is like the ruler of Machu Picchu because it's like right next to the sky. And I don't know, he tricked him to get golden apples, so that's like mangoes. He probably knew where the mangoes were, and then he's like, if you do my job, I'll get the mangoes for you, right? And then he tricked him. So in both stories between Gilgamesh and Hercules, this Atlas figure or Humbaba is like he's gullible. I don't know. I thought that was pretty uh I don't know what I was gonna say. Noah's Ark. So Noah's Ark landed on the Mount Hararat. So it could be the mountain of Macaw. That's could be the Andes. So he probably landed on the Andes after the flood. Um, there's also the Mesoamerica Tree of Life. So I don't know. I don't really know where I was going with this. So there's a Maya cross, the Mesoamerica Tree of Life, and the Kaniga mask. They have kind of similar story to the mask as the Mesoamericans have with the Tree of Life. And then they probably, I don't know, probably like mutated into the Ankh in Egypt, the handbag, Sumer, whatever, the cross. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I think, I don't know. Okay, so this one, Ma Musa. So you get Ma and Mu, and Olmec were trading. So I think that they were trading. So Mansa Musa's dad apparently died in a voyage to the Atlantic. So that's speculated, but I think it might be true. He said he got his riches from trading salt, slaves, and other things, etc., etc. But around the same time, there was legends of cities made of gold in the New World, like the tales of El Dorado. And when the Spanish reached the South America, from what I understand, there was no gold. They only saw people who were trading salt. Um, Ironically, the Olmec, they seem to have like African traits, or maybe African people show Olmec traits, either one or two. But there is no culture of the Olmec. Like nobody knows what happened to. So maybe Mansa Musa like took revenge or something. Maybe his dad died over there, and he took revenge, and he took all the gold for himself. Came back to Africa and fully dripped out in gold, right? So he took all the gold with him, or maybe he was just trading with Maya, right? So the Olmec, maybe the Olmec or Amazon tribe. So if you put one of those Olmec helmets on the Aboriginals, they look pretty Olmec. So maybe maybe those natives were like Olmec. So also Timbuktu tribes, they knew Mansa Musa as a different name, Kanku Musa. So Kanku Musa is I can't go back. Okay, so Kanku Musa means Kukul Khan. So you can just pause it next time. I don't know how to go back, and I'm not gonna go back because I'm already 20 minutes deep. But Kanku Musa means serpents or something like that. I forgot where I was going, but it sounds awfully similar to Kukulkan, which is the god in the Mayas had. Also, I think I had something else here for Japan. The Maya god Di, that's the name of the god. His other name is Itsamna. Itsamna. Japan also have a name for a similar god called Izanami. So they probably, when this splash happened, they probably migrated to Japan and spread that also. So yeah, Kanku Musa, serpents or king of the serpents. Musa. I don't know. Do I have everything that I gotta say? So there's a little map that I showed. So maybe so that's kind of what happens. So an asteroid lands in South America, it floods the whole area, and all these tribes and people kind of just disperse everywhere. And this same asteroid disconnects Antarctica from South America. Um, yeah, actually, like those tribes. Another thing that's interesting is the tribes on like South America. Like I forgot what they're called, the Tierra de Fuego or something like that. They have like a weird creation story about like shapeshifters and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I think that's interesting. But yeah, so maybe this asteroid landed in South America or something. This is just like I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this. So Antarctica. So if you look up, oh yeah, so if you look up Antarctica, um, you just like Wikipedia or like Google, ChatGPT. It says it's geologically like the Andes. So it could have been part of the Andes and then get disconnected when the asteroid hit, and it probably landed on the Andes. So according to the Bible, it says that Noah's Ark. So Noah's Ark could have been like maybe the Amazon was like terraformed or something, and it landed on the Andes. Maybe it landed in Chile. So in Chile, there's a desert glass. I forgot what it's called, but it might have landed near Chile, uh, near that desert glass. Yucatan. I doubt it was the Yucatan one, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's too long of a video. Click like, subscribe.